Dota 2 is a game about people. Dota 2 is a game about patience. Dota is love. Dota is hate. It is also the best Russian language crash course available online. It is a story about 10 people put in 2 teams trying to punch each other's rock real horror show. As Granny Yan Lin eloquently puts it,
working together you find true power in others and in yourself. I don't know. You are a jewel, granddaughter. In the rough, perhaps, but a jewel all the same.
I have played this game for eternity. I have spent so much time in it that I could have grown 12 majestic beards. This game is hell. This game is heaven. As you might have guessed by this intro that's all over the place, I honestly have no idea where to begin with this one because Dota has changed so many times that you just can't single out a certain aspect and be done with it. I guess I'll just share my story. It all began in 2012, Anno Domini, when birds were chirping and nobody's heard anything about any kind of COVID-48. Back then, the game's interface literally occupied 1/3 of the screen. The pub meter was all over the place. Warding was something you would see only in a professional game, let alone stacking and pulling. You could have a game when nobody buys a courier for the first 10 minutes of the match, and everyone was just sort of okay about it. Character models looked very unimportant, and cosmetic items were very, unambitious. It was complete chaos, and
chaos is a ladder.
Episode was not even released yet. Fast forward 7 years, when around 2019, Dota's de facto state finally aligned with my vision of the game. It's a game about teamfights and forcing your playstyle on the opponent. It's a game about
decisions.
Everyone has their own career now for free, and wards are no longer a mythical creature. Oh, and also, this game has Rubik. Think you're all big with all those degrees in crisis management and team building? Try Dota, only to learn that
You know nothing.
Let's talk about the greatest part of any multiplayer game, the community.
Fucking retard!
Give me mana, fucking cockles.
You want a mana?
Yes.
Don't play with fucking Russians!
Oh wait, this is Techies. I don't want to play this, guys.
Why you are so bad game?
So yes, the community. Honestly, years of playing Dota have taught me that you should just mute every single person in the game for your own sanity. As any well-developed group of highly advanced individuals in the craft of interpersonal communication, we Dota players have our traditions. Like the tradition to blame everyone else but yourself using item build / family history as a pressure point. The tradition to unpause unranked games because are you retarded it's unranked. The tradition to unpause ranked games because are you retarded it's ranked. The tradition to disrespect your opponent in every way possible, even if you had a very fun 2-hour long game, by sort of sarcastically typing easy. If you ask my good old friend Jojo, that's and boy do we honor those traditions. Occasionally we get those heretics who follow these pagan practices of politeness. Know that the one true Dota god never forgives such blatant disrespect. So you might be wondering why the hell would anyone waste his life on this unmannered shouting sweatshop simulator? It's because the game itself is fantastic. The amount of variation is insane, and it feels so good when you make those plays happen as a solo player or as a team. especially if you're the kind of player who likes high skill, high reward gameplay. You'll get hooked a lot. And the reason you'll get hooked is because you're a low skill trash who always gets matched with me, and I mean, because you can literally have your base look like that. And still,
Radiant's middle tower has dire victory.
Come back.
Dota has so many mechanics, so much depth, so many interactions between items, heroes, and abilities, so many ways to flip a 40-dimensional coin that there's always room for improvement and improvisation, to name a few. This lady here can strike you with lightning, but there's a split-second window there before you will get damaged, allowing this guy to hide you in another dimension. This guy can literally transform into other heroes, even helicopters, and teach his water molecules how to hit like one. And this guy can steal this water dude's ability to gain some muscle mass really quickly and permanently change his stats even when he no longer has the spell. And this is all just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, and also this game has Rubik. Another thing is, Dota 2 is the kind of game that respects the player as a human being. There's no cheap over-sexualized characters. No beach nurse made skins for female and male characters. No age-old behavior conditioning techniques. It treats us like a thinking animal, instead of an animal that only follows its primal instincts. Not to mention that all heroes are available for free, no strings attached. However, as every other game, Dota does manipulate the player into a specific mindset. Also, it has this blowjob specialist trio called Techies. So forget all I said. It's the worst game ever made. To an unprepared eye, many things in Dota world would seem confusing. I am no exception. The game's inner workings always confused me. Like, how can this creature that is made out of space energy and can summon a freaking black hole be killed with an acorn thrown by a squirrel? There's a word in Japanese for that, and it's called burushito. Are these balls related? Why is Dragon Knight not immune to fire?
Question spree.
Or a spirit made out of fire not get healed when he takes fire-based damage?
Dominating inquiry.
Where is Doxia's spaceship?
Big ask.
Is
Chen.
a good guy or a bad guy?
Unquestionable.
Why do you have to buy a BKB to prevent Naga Siren's song when you could have just purchased some earplugs?
Monster Pro.
Why Dota Shop has no earplugs?
Dumb ask.
Can you play two games simultaneously on a high skill tier as PA or Wraith King and win?
Wicked quiz.
If Tidehunter is a watermelon, then where's Dota's pineapple?
Quaestio Deus.
Why is Night Stalker not the most picked hero on Japan's servers?
Quaestio Infinitum.
Is Queen of Pain sexier than Templar Assassin? How can this creature made out of water be damaged by brute force?
Quaestio Infinitum.
Do folks at Valve think you can kill water by slicing it?
Dumb ask.
And how can it burn if there is no oil on it?
Triple ask.
Why couldn't they just add a boiling death for this character if it's exposed to high temperatures for too long?
Asuka.
Or create a mechanic where you first freeze it and then deal physical damage to shatter this morphling creature into pieces?
Interrogation.
Why do Tinker players avoid helping others if they have AIDS?
Conditions could hardly be more ideal.
Can I earn some extra cash by contacting Marvel legal department about this? Why trees in Dota are not affected by spells, like fire, ice, black hole even? When you betray common sense like that, all I can say is,
It's treason, then.
why mangoes? Do frogs develop only the best games? Why the hell do we even use people to develop those then? Oh, I see. We're running out of quality workforce. Well played, humankind. Well played. Did I mention that I like Rubik? The most shocking thing about this game is the fact that, looking back at the way things were at the beginning, and the way they are now, it's safe to say that Dota only got better. People love to criticize Valve for being too slow to change, ignorant of the community, and everything else pretty much. But the core gameplay that they've managed to polish and expand upon throughout these years is nothing but a work of art. Give it a try, but do not play this game alone. Dota truly shows itself only when you play as a team or have someone to teach you. And even then, you'll still end up feeling like a wife who gets beaten by her husband with a battle cup and keeps coming back to him. So, if you're not a fan of Stockholm Syndrome, maybe it's better you avoid this game after all. I hope Bruno's doing fine. There's this thing that's been bugging me since the very first day I started playing Dota, and there's no definitive answer as of yet. Why do I pay for Ogre Club, plus Blade of Alacrity, plus Staff of Wizardry, 3000 gold, and that shit takes 3 slots in my inventory, but Ultimate Orb, which is essentially all these 3 items packed into one, costs 2150 gold for all these stats and takes only 1 slot. If I'm paying for it being more compact, as is the case with Reaver, Mystic Staff, Eagle Song, then why does Ultimate Orb cost not over 3000 gold? Did one of the shopkeepers feature in the Star Trek universe? Well, he's one hell of a star at this point. Have I mentioned that I like Robeck?